Hello, welcome back to the Mr. Arsenal podcast for another Premier League watch along, non-Arsenal related as all. We usually do sometimes. London derby, Tottenham, that lot down the road, or even if I can refer to them by against Chelsea, total challengers Chelsea basically. So I'm literally a bit late, obviously still getting just what happened in the last game between West Ham and Man United. I'm bemused. Obviously, we've got the passing of, two passings actually today. One football related and one obviously not. Obviously, Jimmy Greaves has passed away in the early hours this morning. So obviously, ex-Tottenham, Chelsea, West Ham, England striker, etc. Obviously, rivalries aside for a brief second here. Obviously, the Tottenham connection and all that. I want to sort of send my condolences out to his friends, his family, and all that. I think they're sort of going through it this time. It obviously ain't going to be an easy time and all that, and yeah. Obviously, yeah. And then obviously the double whammy for me, obviously. The actor John Challis, who played Boise in Only Fools and Horses, has sadly passed away after his long battle with cancer. That was announced in the last couple of hours, actually. So again, he's a fellow like ourselves. Again, fantastic actor. And I grew up watching him and all with David Jason and all, and Nicholas Zenthurst, etc. So again, thoughts and prayers go out to all of them and his actual friends and family as well. And again, as a Gooner, he'll never be forgotten. But yeah, that sort of took the wind out of me today as well. And as I said, literally watching the West Ham game. My cousin's there, by the way. Cousin literally he's going to the game today. Anyone that doesn't know, he's a West Ham fan. And yeah, that's a fast though. Anyone that obviously was of that, Man United had won 2-1, but there's collapse now. I'm sorry. 20 minutes before the end, Soychek gets flung in the air. Literally, I think it's Wan-Bissaka, I think it was. Literally flung in the air as the ball's coming to him. And Martin Atkinson decided to give a free kick to Man United. Like Soychek had fouled him, even though he was the one flying in the air. VAR didn't review it either. Didn't even like dabble on that sort of side of things. And that's at 1-1, and obviously about just shy of 20 minutes later, Jesse Lingard steps up and, of all people, scores the winning goal. What turned out to be the winning goal. Then about 2 minutes later, West Ham at the other end trying to chase an equaliser. Luke Shaw gives away a penalty. It was a blatant penalty, but they went through the whole system, because again, Atkinson gave a corner, even though it was clearly obvious it was a fucking handball. And VAR checked it. They said, go over to the screen. You've missed this. But basically, you've got to look at it to believe it, basically. He'd gone over, looked at it a few times, turned around, gave a penalty. And then the drama ensued from that. West Ham, David Moyes, in their infinite wisdom, decided to throw in Mark Noble. Literally, just get him off the bench, get your training gear off, on you go. Because it's his last season. Obviously, he's retiring into the season. Steps up, doesn't look comfortable. Obviously, doesn't look confident in taking a penalty in this, that, and the other. But it's clear he's going on to do that. About 30 seconds later, he takes a pen and misses it. And he's had up to that point, every penalty he's ever taken in his career, he scored. He's now missed one. And yeah, David Hayes saved one, and Man United held on to for a 2-1 win. So United fans are going, I'm guarantee we're going on social media. Teams are about to got back to this game though. Obviously Chelsea, Spurs v Chelsea. Oh, Kepa's in goal. I haven't gone through the teams yet. I didn't know Kepa was in goal. Okay. Well, that's a bit of a surprise there. Maybe I've missed something. Again, I'm not Chelsea, so how am I supposed to know? The Chelsea team just walking out to the pitch now. Obviously, they got you'd expect there to be a minute's silence or applause in respect to Jimmy Greaves as well. But yeah, Son, by the way, is back. He's made a dramatic return from injury out of nowhere. Kane's obviously starting as well. Eric Dyer's now back from his injury. It looked like he's going to be out for a long time. Suddenly, 7 days later, I'm fine now, guys. Look at me. Hey. Big up Taib and Mr. Bungle in the chat, by the way. Yeah, let's go for the teams on my phone, Luis. Here we go. Teams, what's that? For Tottenham, we've got. Let me fucking move. Hello. I've got Luis in goal, Emerson Royale, Romero, Eric Dyer, Reguilon, and midfield three of Ndombele, Højbjerg, and Dele. Front three of Lo Celso, Harry Kane, and Son Heung-min. For Chelsea, you got Kepa and goals, as I said there, but took me by surprise. What's him on the bench? Who's 16? No, he's not even on the bench. Okay. Must be injured, I don't know. Thiago he's played the band of back five, basically, with three centre backs, obviously. In Christensen, Thiago Silva, Rudiger, and you've got Aspilicueta and Alonso, the wing backs. Jorginho, Kovacic in the midfield pivot, we call that bullshit. And in the front three of Mason, Kai Havertz, and Lukaku just ahead of him. Oh dear. But yeah, I mean, the best he must have picked up an injury. I didn't know he picked up an injury, so hence my surprise. So much attention I was paying to the build up to this game. Oh dear. Guys, get your predictions into the chat here. Who do you think fucking screen off? What do you think the predictions for this game? I'm going to go for a comfortable Chelsea win of 3-1. Obviously to Chelsea, Lukaku and Chelsea just in general they're too strong for this lot. Son and Kane will link up and get a consolation at the end, but apart from that, yeah, even Steve, the Arsenal Misfits agreeing with me there. Gotta love this fucking laptop, by the way. MacBook, if I can call it. Every time I set up it, the camera's positioned in a different part of what's behind me. You always get my signed shirt there in the background. But today you've got the double whammy of Henry as well, the Henry canvas. You've got David O'Leary, you've got the special edition tribute to us last season at Highbury and all that malarkey. Got a bit of Ramsey there holding the cup. And then you got behind me there, you've got Tony Adams, 98, because of collage of photos there. Tony Adams, 98. Wenger Adams of the league and FA Cup, 98. Ian Wright breaking his record eventually, 179. And Henry celebrating in the FA Cup in 2003 at the Millennium Stadium. Oh, yeah, I'm bored already. Right, so those minutes of applause are going. Rivals aside, again, got to put rivalries aside for a second. And yeah, just for a second, obviously. Ozzy Ardila doesn't look like he wants to be there, which is a bit of a kick in the teeth for them, really. They all wear black armbands, I wonder. Yes, it was into Harry Kane's face. He needs that, doesn't he? Can't tell Nunes he's wearing all black anyway. A black tracksuit, I mean. Yeah, guys, don't forget to, as well, do share this stream around as well and all that jazz. Share the link and this, that, and the other. Do what you can to help me get a few more people in as well. Because, again, as we all know, YouTube notifications don't exactly work. So if you know anyone that's obviously subbed or whatever, just in case they haven't got the memo, so send them a quick hi. And we're about to get underway. Chelsea kicking off as well. Tucking the all-in-one stand. you know, you know. Just taking a knee now on my screen 1 second. Got me full board with it as well. I will be doing a match of the day 2 stream tonight as well, obviously covering not the highlights of this game, but obviously Man United versus West Ham versus Man United and versus Leicester. So a bit of fun there. Oh, Chelsea in the tackle already. Oh, they're going to go 1-0 up already. Oh, offside. They got away one there, Tottenham. Already, not even 30 seconds. 13 seconds in. Okay, now they got, as I said, they got away one there. Lukaku claimed to be offside. Yeah, he was. Interfered to play there, so yeah, he was offside. And then they argued there could be a shot for a pen if because Kai Havertz all fluffed his lines there, but still got a foul on him. Fucking not even 13 seconds. He almost went 1-0 down. Fucking hell. Even Mr. Bungle's having a fucking. Okay, that would have summed it up, really. Would have got me right. Really got me in the mood for next week, trust me. Even though we're not fucking Chelsea, let's be honest, still. Oh, my days. Right. Tottenham on the attack. That's what they do. Son. There's a shot. Kane gets in the way. Of course he does. He just stands there. Like, I don't want to be here, but he's hit me. Oh dear. Sadly, only falls actually. Yeah, I know. I did mention this at the start of the stream time. Obviously, he must have come in and left or gone to some, had me on mute or something. I don't know. But I did mention, obviously, Jimmy Greaves and obviously, as I said, John Chalice, aka Boise. Yeah, he's a Gooners, and obviously, as I said, I put a tweet out a while ago. Not only for his obviously known for his acting, but from the Arsenal side of things, he's a well-known Arsenal fan as well. And that makes it doubly sort of a punch in the gut today. But punch in the gut, really. Not only is it obviously I grew up watching obviously himself, David Jason, Nicholas Entus, fucking hell, and all the other guys. Basically, David Lloyd, not David Lloyd. Oh, what's his name now? Won't play Trigger. But basically, my point is, I grew up watching all these people on A Force and Horses, the characters and all that. And I still watch it. I still watch the show to this day. Never gets boring, and it says it all about the show itself and how long lasting the characters as well, and how long lasting they've been within the fan base. I say fan base, but you know what I'm saying. And as I said, to add salt to the wound now of losing John, aka Boise, today. He's a Gooner as well. But yeah, it turns out it sort of got a pre heads up really earlier in the week, because apparently he was meant to do some tour thing. He was meant to do go on some UK tour thing. Don't know exactly what it was about, but basically, yeah, even at a theatre near me where I live, he was meant to do an appearance there as part of this tour. And literally, I think it was Tuesday or it was either Tuesday morning or Monday morning. That was basically put on hold because John suddenly came down feeling ill. And you get all the rumours, obviously. There's rumours coming out that he's got cancer, this, that, and the other. And and then today, obviously, I was watching the other game, and there's literally statements we put. I was like, oh no! I literally put my head to get on there, and yeah, sadly, they confirmed that. Oh, here we go. That John was no longer with us. He's been suffering a long time battle with cancer. Oh dear, it is what it is. As I said in my tweet, he'll be gone, but he'll never be forgotten. like all the other actors and actresses from the show when they eventually pass and all that. Just like the ones that have as well. My head, Jesus Christ. But yeah, it's kind of saying what was Moyes thinking. Wow, again, I mentioned that. I did mention that as well at the start of the stream. Like, I knew the second I saw that the cameras panned to Mark Noble, I did not think it. I got flashback. I was getting chills. Euros 2020 final, and what Southgate did. Southgate did exactly nothing. No, not again. Don't. Moyes, if you did nothing, did you not watch the Euros? Don't do that. Don't do it. And he comes on, he's running, he gets given the ball. And as soon as he's got given the ball, it's like, okay, that's it, he's missed it. I was 100%, 100% I was saying he's going to miss this. Could have got away one there. And lo and behold, it's a crap pen as well. Look, fair enough. If he'd been on a few minutes, if he came a few minutes prior and wanted to take the pen, fair enough. His legs got a bit of a bit more warmed up and he's a bit more loose, this, that, and the other. But no, not when it's fresh legs coming on. I mean, was it a few years ago? Leicester like Tottenham at Wembley when Tottenham were playing at Wembley in the league games and all that. Leicester did the exact same thing. Was it Claude Puel? Claude Puel, we haven't pronounced his fucking name. Did the exact same thing. They got a pen, brought him on, and he missed it. It's not these other managers see all this. They say, no, it won't happen to us. And it happens. It's like, oh well, it's what it is. England has produced some of the best comedy shows and actors. So many talented, exactly. And so again, obviously John's not going to be the last. He's not the first. He's not going to be the last of them great actors and comedy icons, basically, that passes away in the coming years. But again, like I said, they will never be forgotten from our generations and all that. They'll never be forgotten because there's always ways of watching them and obviously remembering them and this, that, and the other. Just a bit of gutting that was all. It's like, no. Roger Lloyd, that's the one. That's his name. There's the guy, the actor that played Trigger, Roger Lloyd. I forgot his name for a second there. It's not the one they're attacking, by the way. And Son runs out of play. Way. Apparently West Ham have missed 4 of the last 5 pens. Yeah. But Mark Noble, up to that point, up to literally how long ago or so? Literally, they put a thing up, a stat up of all his pens he's taken in his career. He's never missed one. Never. Mark Noble, he steps up and misses it. Like, you're fucking taking a piss. I mean, they didn't have to. I know it's his last season. It's going to be the last time he plays United in the league at Old Trafford, at least. But there's other players that could have took that penalty and scored it. In my opinion, anyway. Yarmolenko could have taken it, for example. He'd been on about 10, 15 minutes, hadn't he? Give or take. He could have stepped up and took it. Did he? No. Declan Rice could have taken it. Don't know if he scored, but he could have taken it. Oh, Bowen went off, didn't he? I think they stayed on. Was it Benrahma still on, weren't he? Benrahma could have took it if he was still on. I can't remember now. My point is, there's even Kofau, Soychek. There are plenty of people that could have taken pen, but my point, they didn't have to make a pointless sub there just to bring him on for his last ever appearance against Man United at the. Was that the Bowling? Is it? Is that fucking the London Stadium? So even then, it makes no sense. You know, he's a West Ham fan. He's a West Ham lad and all that. man and boy, or whatever if I can word it. But still, my cousin must be literally coming home feeling absolutely sick. But in saying that, as I said, at the start of the stream, I was briefly touching on that game. It's saying a lot about this game. 10 minutes in, I'm all we're really talking about is the West Ham fucking incident. But 20 minutes before that, before full time, West Ham should have had a pen. Soichek gets fucking flung in the air. Well, I believe it was Wan-Bissaka or Fernandez, one of the two. Gets absolutely just taken out. For me, he goes flying. And Martin Atkinson decides, hang on, you failed a defender or whoever. Free kick Man United. And VAR has just allowed it to happen, unfold like that. Didn't even check it. Ronaldo 3 times dived. Not once did he get booked in the penalty box. Shock over there. Ronaldo diving? Never. Oh, what was Kai Havertz doing there? Trying to show off there. It fucking backfired. Trying to do one of those little showpiece fucking shots. Hey, boom. He fucking fluffed it. Idiot. It's saying something quick. Again, when Chelsea are attacking, it's saying something. When Aspilicueta feels comfortable going flying up like that and almost getting an assist. He's got no one around him to sort of stop him from doing that. Lanzini, that's another one. I forgot he came on. Yeah, he came on as well. Yamalenko, better. Yeah. But as I said, I'm seeing my cousin on Wednesday obviously he's coming with me for the League Cup game at the Emirates, Arsenal v Wimbledon. He's coming with me, meeting up with him, and he's going to come with me for that. And every now and then I'll go to West Ham games, and he'll come to Arsenal games, visit that, because we'll balance it out and all that. So this time it's coming, and it's again. So that's going to be an interesting chat. What were your thoughts? How have you recovered? I'm literally avoiding, because I know I'll be pissed off if that had happened, so just leave one alone. He must be sick. As I said, he must be sick as a parrot on his way home from that. But as I said, I'm going to see him on Wednesday anyway, so have a chat with him about that. I just have to remind him, mate, it could be worse. You could be an Arsenal fan at the moment. At least your team's playing good football and doing well. Fucking look at Brighton though. Fucking third in the league now. Jesus. Oh, Cheddar's is coming to spoil things now. Cheddar's got a feeling Spurs are going to win this. If Spurs win this game, Chelsea do not deserve the league title this season. They don't deserve any silverware this season if they lose to Tottenham today. I'm sorry. After watching Palace and obviously respectively Rennes in midweek, basically make this Tottenham team look bang average. They've got no excuse. I don't know, but where's the London derby? So it's Palace game. Palace. Right. Palace versus Tottenham last week was a London derby, and fucking they looked average then. They got made to look average then, sorry. But hey, as I said, if Chelsea can't win this, they don't deserve to win the league. Or anything for that matter this season. Joe saying, Ryan, some guy in Voldemort's chat was going ape because he doesn't rate Emil Smith Rowe. Emil Smith Rowe needs a better coach to coach the best out of him. Yeah, nothing wrong with Smith Rowe. I mean, literally, again, nice to Saka and Smith Rowe looking below par at the moment because they're absolutely shattered. Chelsea in the attack here, 3 against 2. Is he going to make the right pass to Lukaku? He fucked it, mate. Well, not Lukaku fucked it. Lukaku got it. Decided to pass it back to Mount, and Mount just slipped over and sat in his arse, basically. But sorry. I was saying that food I was saying. Yeah, I was just saying that was it. The reason why Smith and Saka are looking well below par is because they're absolutely shattered for the last, well, since Boxing Day last year. Everything's gone through them really. They've had to carry the team respectively when they've been playing and all that, and get us out of sticky situations, etc. And at that age, when you're meant to be learning your craft, not doing what they're doing, and basically learning still, and still crafting themselves to be even better player, doesn't help when they're having to carry a fucking team. And doing that meant physically, that's gonna fucking take a lot out of them. So, well done there, Thiago. Well done, good defending. The person, in terms of Wednesday, obviously got the game coming up on Wednesday. I'd personally vest Smith Rowe and Saka for Wednesday's game. Just give them a game, give them the midweek off, and reassess things during the next few days between obviously this and the next North London derby. Let them do their training on it, but don't play them on Wednesday. Just mix up a bit. Just a bit of a mix. You can kind of, as long as he gets the balance right. But I doubt he'll do it, but you never know. You can afford to try and mix things up if he gets the balance right. That is. My only concern is I'm going to get there on Wednesday, be having a chat with Donald to come through, and Ramsey's going to be in the fucking in the 11, and that'd be a massive put off for Sunday, because literally, if Leno's not starting on Wednesday, he's going to start Sunday, and I'm going to be pissed. Personally, I won't play Leno at all, but because they've got a cup goalkeeper nowadays. Fuck off. You're number 2 for a reason. Cup games aren't going to make a difference to you becoming number 1. How you become number 1 is if you do well, if you outperform him in training, and the number 1 gets injured or drops in form, and you get your chance. That's how it's meant to be, anyway. Offside. I swear, if they've given a corner, they have as well. It was way off. Where's VAR again? Seriously. I swear to God, they scored from this, and he was offside. The corresponding piece that led to this, Kane's way offside. Like miles off. So much for fucking VAR fucking helping out, eh? It's simple to rest them. Lokonga starts in midfield and Martinelli plays left forward, yeah? This is what I'm saying. I ain't got a problem. And I haven't got a problem with that, and that's what I'm saying. As long as Mikel can find the right balance within Wednesday's team, we'll be fine. We'll still get through, touch wood. There won't be no issues and all that. He can afford to vest the likes of Smith and Saka and give him that. He is well earned as well. But it's been about 9-10 months for them. Alex is asking, what minute are you on? I'm on 18:40, 43, 44. What are you on, Alex? Ain't seen you for a while, by the way. Big up yourself. Glad to see you joining us. Not too bad, actually. Okay, that's not too bad. 34 viewers already. Right, how are we doing on the old sub count? Okay, same as before. 1920. I'm on 1927, 28. Bloody hell, fucking word play. No. So they're literally about 30 seconds, 40 seconds ahead. Good time to video out and all that crap. Oh, Tottenham attacking. No. Thank God. Rudiger there with a clearance. What on earth was that from Chelsea's defence? For fuck's sake. Oh my God, what was it? Was that Kepa? What was Kepa doing? Must have Fabianski, if you know. Sorry, Ryan, I get the fact that a team can profit from a player that has firmly established himself as a top talent, but surely its respective club would build around him. And Taib, when was the last time we built around an individual player? It's been that long, trust me. And when we did do that as a club, look at the success we had. So your point is valid. Your point is massively valid, actually. But let you guys answer in the chat. If you remember who the last players we built a team around, actually built a team around and had major success with in the grand scheme of things in the aftermath of it all, then I'll go from there basically. But yeah, if you can remember, hats off to you. There we go, corner, and there's a cut corner going to Dele Alli, who Alonso now got the ball. Jorginho got all it. Christensen. Back to Jorginho. Oh, a touch. Havertz, I think. Oh, cutting in. Of course, it's a fucking sky. So you fucking pick your images out, please. Bungle, Mr. Bungle or Bungle. If you're still in the chat, how are you doing anyway? What time is it over there actually? As well, because you're in your head, so it must be silly. It's got to be stupid o'clock, hasn't it? Like late night, stupid o'clock over where you are. So big up to you. Big up, obviously, for popping in and joining and all that. If you're still here, obviously. That's commitment. Fair play. That's a great fucking goal kick, sorry. Literally, Luis just pumps up into midfield and he goes straight to Chelsea midfield and Nick. Anyway, eventually, but still. There's no challenge on the Chelsea midfield for that ball either. No 50-50s on nothing. Give me a goal, please. Get a goal. Don't you know I've told you one game that hasn't got any goals in today? I might cry. First half, action areas. 41% of the ball has been in Chelsea defensive half, 44% of the ball has been in the midfield, and 15% has been in Tottenham, where we are now, in Tottenham's defensive half. One sec. All unlucky there. Colonel's in the chat. Big up, Colonel saying, right, hi, Ryan, are you going to North London Derby next week? Yes, I'm going to Wimbledon. I'm going to the League Cup game, as I mentioned before, with a cousin on Wednesday. So we can join his size then. And then on Sunday, this time next week, I'll be at the Emirates, biting my nails off, basically. In the old, I think it's a clock in the boxing, I think. I need to double check, actually. Which means only one thing. Pretty much next to the away fans, yay! Having objects thrown at me, yay! But yeah, I'm going, yeah. But there will be both for both games. There'll still be watch-alongs on this channel for both games. I'm in the process of sorting that out for you guys, so you ain't missing out there. How can a person watch football and eat at the same time? The amount of spitting you've got to watch. What's that? Oh, nearly from Christensen there, bloody hell. I'm assuming you're referring to another channel, Taib. Match day vlog, don't be bored. Well, I'll try to. I can't promise nothing. I'll try. I'll put a small proof of them, obviously, but I'll try, especially on Sunday. It's going to be a bit manic getting in, or getting in, getting my head ripped off, basically. But I'll do my best. I'll do what I can, basically. That's all I can say at the moment. I'm not, because last time, as I said, as you saw last time, I promised a match day vlog and fucking. After 20 minutes, I was that pissed off. I was like, okay, I can't be asked to film anything else now. And that's got to be that last vlog I put out. It's got to be the shittest vlog ever. But I just got to be asked. I was like, what the fuck? Oh dear. Cheddar, I'm going to the West Ham Liverpool on the 24th, I think. Okay, that'd be a good game, actually. That's going by today. Obviously, watching West Ham today. Now go Antonio back by then as well. Obviously, we don't know what injuries could happen to either team, but that'll be a lot better than obviously what we saw last. A lot better game than what we saw last season behind closed doors when you went there and pumped them. Effectively, your win against them effectively cost them Champions League football. You do know that, by the way. Just to throw that one out there, because we missed out by 3 points. Obviously, and obviously they'd won that game because you won, and obviously that took 3 points off them. If they'd won that instead of you, they would have been. They might have nicked on. I think they might have nicked on goal difference. I think it would, because their goal difference was actually better than the team. One of the either I think it's either Liverpool or Chelsea. They had a better goal difference then. Oh, that's got away. I was about to say, Lonzo got away with one there. That Emerson Royale is an absolute dog shit, isn't he? I'm using someone's. I have to pretend I'm a hammer. Good luck with that one. Oh, good luck with that. Rather you than me. That's like me fucking going to North London Derby at this place here, the Tottenham Stadium, having a friend that has a box at Tottenham and pretend to be a Tottenham fan. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't be able to enjoy myself. What's the score? Mr. Buns asking what's the score. The score's on the screen. It hasn't changed, mate. Trust me. 0-0. Yeah, not saying one bit. Yeah. Been chances. Nothing made. Not huge chances, but there's been chances of both teams. Nothing made. That isn't nothing major, but yeah. No, I get it. When we go 2-0 down in the big games, it's pointless. But the atmosphere will be. The atmosphere will be mad. And I'm going to try and film some stuff as I'm going through the turnstile, because obviously, depending on what time we get there, in the concourse area, the Emirates, it's going to be for every North London derby I've ever been at the Emirates and Highbury respectively. The atmosphere has been fucking crazy. I'm trying to, obviously, as I said, once I get through the turnstile, I'm going to try and film a bit of that for you guys for the vlog as well. Be interesting. Well, good ball from Lonzo to Havertz, but he's outnumbered. Got a throw in there. Had to take the dog out. Yeah, no problem. Oh, God. I can't repeat that. I sort of read that before I put it out. Bloody hell. What can I do to me? Should I get me cancelled? Oh, what was Alonso doing there? Held on that a bit too long, in my opinion. So I got the ball back down there, just hoping it up in the air now, for fuck's sake. This isn't. Even after there's been chances and all that, hasn't been the most exciting of games, trust me. All the hype that's been given for the last 7 days has been so far not worth it, basically. Obviously, the main hype around it is that this is going to be the first net zero game, Premier League game ever, basically. This is obviously going green and all that crap. So, yeah. So that's what I mean. But Sky all seem to do is whenever we go, oh, Havertz. Oh, Havertz again. What was that first touch, you dickhead? Don't behave yourself. But Kai Havertz, he scores a Champions League winning a goal that wins the Champions League with Chelsea, back in May. A few months later, he's the first team starter again, because back on the back of that, and he's gone back to what he was under Lampard. Figure that one out. Yeah, I was saying before, and Sky tend to have this tendency to overhype when they have like these sort of games, like Super Sunday. They tend to really overhype the game, and everyone goes, "Oh, let's get." They all get excited. Oh, and then the next thing you know, bang! It's a fucking dull, drab 0-0. What was the point, basically? I'm not getting them 90 minutes back. Basically. And so far, for the first 31 minutes of this, that's been the same case here. And that was lucky there, did get booked. Jack Russell Terrier. Okay, cool. I've got 2 dogs. The youngest one's a border collie. The oldest one is a cross between Siberian Husky and Welsh Border Collie. Got 2 cats as well, both Mancoons. Different. Oh, bloody! I got away one there, Chelsea. Sons of buried that. All being honest, but now son's feigning injury. Oh, he's dying. They had 2 cats that are Mancoons. Different breeds. We did have another cat, but that passed away, so we've got another. Yeah. Anyway, I'm trying to think now. We've got 4 rabbits, and I'm trying to think now. I can't remember the fact number. I think we've got 4 lovebirds, 4 or 5 lovebirds. I lose count. Kipper did well. Yeah, he did well coming out, but now fucking son's gone from what the fuck? How did he do that? To fuck my knee. Should have said never been there all that, but that's fair enough. Not everyone is, to be honest. I'll give you a fucking. Imagine if everyone was though, bloody hell. You're a fucking walking zoo everywhere you go. Oh, God. Really. I'm going to adjust this camera on set. So look up at the wing, so I missed all this build up, and I got another. Oh, fucking! He's got away one there again. Okay, now this game is scrappy, but it's not like the West Ham United game earlier, where it was that end-to-end scrappy sort of thing at one point. It's just, yeah. Who's getting called over? Is it going to be Mr. Royal? Yeah, I think so. Oh, there's nothing to it there. Okay, the duck's barking before. I've got the door closed as well. And it's like, yeah. Well, you say dogs. That was one dog out of the two. That was the older dog as well. The cross between the crossbreed Siberian Husky Ross Border Collie. That's the one you heard. Oh dear. It says it all about this game. We're literally talking about the fucking what pets I've got and all that. Oh dear. Add suitability, of course, yeah. Some music just gave me notifications. I'm that bored of this game. I'm literally just on my phone now. Alex, you heard of Brownie recently? I'm trying to think now. It was on the other week. I did that 24-hour, but it was on briefly, literally a few seconds. It felt like anyway. When I did that 24-hour stream, he came on for a bit. Nearly at like the last hour or so, he popped on for literally like, as I said, like it felt like a few seconds, probably about 5 minutes. Doing his bit on his channel, weren't he? I think he was doing the Villa game, wasn't it? Watching on yesterday, the Villa game, and suddenly that disappeared. Don't know what happened there. But yeah, we do talk every now and then. Obviously, it's not 24/7. But yeah, why? What do you ask? Do I ask? Has he done something I need to know about? I think that Alex Brown is still going to Cardiff. Yeah, mate, you're not the only one. Literally, whenever he's gone live, and I'm literally, obviously, I'm awake or whatever, I'm not doing something. I watch. After the window closed, I was literally there like, I thought Bell's going to Cardiff. What's happened to Bell to Cardiff? Like really going in, and obviously banter wise, obviously. And yeah, you sort of find inside of it every time. So haven't seen him for ages. I mean, he's doing lives and uploading stuff on his channel. So I don't know. Maybe not, you get that. I don't know. You get that hosting shit. I don't know. I came on the 24-hour stream. Honestly, I can't remember now. There were so many of us coming on. I can't remember who actually came on. There's gaps still missing. Do you mean in the chat on the stream in the chat or on the stream arena? I don't. I can't make no sense of that. Oh my god, my head. Eyes gone blurry. This game is so fucking dead. Need a sugar hit. That a corner or fuck up from mount again? What does it mean, Bungle? What does it mean still? What the hell are you on about now? I've got one orange. Green and yellow, there you go. You watch done this now, if I can go score now. What the fuck was that? Diani. There's Sam Green. There's Sam was on. Came on. What's that? Sorry, what's that? Sorry. Right. Sam Greenwood came on and off quite a few times throughout the 24 hours as well. Obviously, when he was between him and Melbourne and Andrew, taking it in turns to pop on and keep me sane, drug me through the last few hours. The chat, I mean, yeah, I know. I thought there's got yourself and quite a few of the regulars and the channel regulars as well popped on as well. Came on, did their bit. Again, it's massively appreciated. Obviously, I massively appreciate that you've obviously stayed subscribed to the channel and all that as well since then, and popped on whenever you can into these live streams and all that. Sorry, I hate Mondays. Tiny bit Sunday. Oh dear. Ben's got a wax to the face. We claim to have a wax to the face at least. Fucking hell. It's always a rocket sub at the last at half time. I don't know. We can't have Tottenham going into the North London derby taking a point off Chelsea. Yeah, okay, that's how you go for them. You get a water bottle straight over your face and then spit. Again, in the pandemic, take a load of water in your mouth and then go all over the gaff. That's helping the fucking pandemic, isn't it? That's not a fucking cause of concern. Because surprisingly, anyone that's not living in the UK, surprisingly, we are still in this pandemic. We're coming out of it. No, we fucking ain't. Not these fucking idiots running this shithole. Believe you me. Look at that quality Bungle profile. Or Mr. Bungle. Obviously, as you were saying, I think you were saying in your it was Scott's channel last night, wasn't it? After I did my stream, over to Scott's because Scott was still going on his stream for another half hour. So after I wrapped up, everyone just sort of piling in. I say now, and obviously you're saying that your nephew was obviously his thing is his account is Bungle. Was it Bungle? And obviously he's obviously in his profile picture is Bungle. Oh, fucking. I can't remember what it's called, but like, I know Captain, I can't remember what the show was called. Zippy, Jules, and Bungle. Basically, he had Bungle, he had obviously the cartoon of Bungle, but with an Arsenal kit on. I actually really like that. That's actually really cool. Something different as well. So I like things like that as well. And people change their profile pictures and these little avatar things, and they change things like that. Because obviously, it's Stan the Man. He's got his profile picture for YouTube, and his social media is Spider-Man in the Arsenal away kit from a couple of years ago. Don't you start, Dave. Don't you start me on it. I'll end you. 2 minutes. Where did 2 minutes come from? Seriously. The game's been that dead. Just fucking call it half time and be done with it. So many streams start at the same time, yeah, especially these sort of streams as well. Part and parcel. Only thing, isn't it, compared to last season, from last season, if we're comparing last season to now, there's not, because now we've obviously got fans back at stadium and all that in Premier League. There's not as many of us compete on at the same. There's not as many YouTube or streamers doing these sort of things. So a lot less people to compete with. Just obviously still got lots of Don Robbie and all that bullshit, but it is what it is. Hence why I was seeing, and Scott was seeing the sudden upturn at the start of the season. The numbers massively rising for these sort of streams, basically. Half time. And yeah, it is what it is. So when you do the pod, even when it comes to the podcast, the actual podcast side of this channel and all that, when it comes in terms of doing it live and all that, I'm trying, because in terms of the Arsenal side of things, I try to sort of organise it where there's no one else is going to be live at that sort of time, so I can still get a few new faces in this, that, and the other. What's that? Ryan, I would super chat, but I want to be a bit like you and get myself not from the. To be honest, this was already built in when we were doing this. Is like, I don't know, it's going by the decor, the way it's windows aside for a second, because the windows were recently put in before we moved in. Literally about, I say 12 months before, according to what we were told. 12 months before we moved in. We didn't think it would have fit, but still. But the whole outlook, the way it's the door, the frame, and this, that, and the other, it's got to be like 30 odd years old. This thing. Got to be. Can you see what my pick is, Ryan? It's like a mix. I swear that's meant to be me. I'll cry. Go on. Surprise me. It's haunting, put it that way. If you look at it for the first time. Well, that was a rather eventful. Yeah. As I was saying, it says it all about the game itself, that first half. We didn't even talk about the game itself. We pretty much talked about the West Ham incident and obviously Barcelona Boise and things like just general chit chat about anything else but the game, basically. The game's been that bad. Look, Troy Jarvis, thought I'd find you here, Uncle. I haven't seen you before, so Who's your uncle? I'm nosy. I want to know. You can't say me either because I ain't no one's uncle. Going down on the view side of things. Right, let's sort this bullshit out, by the way. We're doing on the like side of things. Got 5 likes so far. Come on, guys, let's smash them likes up. Absolutely obliterate them. Oh dear. Oh my god, seriously, October 1st. That's a while off, that is. Okay, cool. That's why I'm literally fucking watching the adverts and he's got FIFA, advertising FIFA 22. He's saying like the release date's to the 1st of October, so. Oh, that's, okay. Okay, there's another Bungle then. Because it's obviously Mr. Bungle. There's another profile called Bungle with obviously Bungle and Arsenal and all that, and all that. Yes, I've got Kian Venestor and all that. Yeah, it's a clown holding a candle, a lighted matchstick. Oh, that's too obvious. But I was thinking it's like a mock-up of other different images to make up that, and you'll just break it down like that. Okay. Sinister though. It's not fucking sinister as fuck. It's my nephew. Or is Troy? I don't know what's going on anymore. But it wasn't last night. There was another a subscriber only thing as well. Bungle wasn't Mr. Bungle. I think it was Bungle, and it had literally Bungle in an Arsenal kit. Unless it's obviously that it's the same account, and he's just changed his name back to that now. His profile picture to that. If there anything you'll take for, is there anything you'll take for that Bergkamp shirt behind you? I'll go flag. Not a Bergkamp. That's not a Bergkamp shirt. What's that? Mincy barefoot rainbow, but that's a rainbow. I knew it was fucking took my tongue. But yeah, Zippy. I was even saying last night, the fucking naming the fucking other characters, Zippy George and all that, and obviously Bungle. Fucking hell. But yeah, the shirt behind me is not particularly a Bergkamp shirt, by the way. Just to make it clear. That's the 05-06, obviously, home shirt. Signed by the entire manager and the entire team from that season. I got that for my birthday, this just gone, as in back in May. So, that's all the money in China not doing that way, Jesus. Yeah, I got that for my birthday, along with a signed Frank McClintock armband and framed photo. I got to put up somewhere at some point. Got the Henri campus, you can see there as well from the 03-04 season. I've had that about 10 years now. That mince. Oh dear. The scarf actually you see there as well. That's signed by Ray Parlour as well. Personally, I know that for a class. It's my addition, my scarf. I thought, boom. Just happened to have a scarf and you had someone had a pen on it, and that was that. What else have I got? David Seaman signed photo over there. Lee Evans. Got a Saka signed photo need to get framed. The Pepe signed photo need to get framed. And the McClintock's photo need to be framed and put up. Got my Only Fools and Horses signed photo. Well, I say that it's Rodney, Del Boy, and Grandad. It's signed by obviously Del Boy and Rodney. Got that for Christmas last year. dear. I haven't got that. I don't know where you got the Bergkamp thing from. Wrong channel, Colonel. What's his name? Richard has the Bergkamp shirt and his background. I know it's that particular home shirt, but yeah, he's the one that has the Bergkamp shirt. I'll ask him. I thought it was. I love Dennis Bergkamp, my idol. So he is signed by Bergkamp, but obviously signed by the rest of the team as well, our manager from that season. Was his idol, was a legend, never replaced him. There's a reason Henry found when he retired. Well, Henry only stayed on for another year, didn't he? And then he left fucked us off for Barca. And now bullshit. And what was it? The interview he did on fucking Graham Norton a few years later. I didn't know Wenger was staying or not. By the time you just, I don't buy it because by the time he decided he was going to Barca, Wenger had already signed his new contract. He was already in the midst of a pre-season because obviously his contract was going to end back end of the previous season. Wenger's, he renewed it. We was already starting our pre-season, and you decided to go bye to Barca. So that sort of bullshit I don't buy. Just be honest and say you didn't want to be here anymore. Or you've been caught with your pants down, like you had been, and you need to get the country ASAP. Get away from the drama. This isn't entertaining, one sec. Talk about Bergkamp actually, one sec. Because usually there's a Bergkamp there's a wall poster behind me, but I've been having issues recently with the fucking it's staying up and the magnet's not working. Well, not the magnet's the actual sticker thing not sticking. I swear things so, but so we're having to get new stickers. I've got to wait for them to arrive. But a couple of years ago, my brother got me this. Not last Christmas, the Christmas before. And obviously the image was taken from his testimonial at the end was against Ajax back in 2006. Good evening, Russ. Good evening. You spelled it wrong. But I'll let you off. I need another sugar hit. How's your day been, Russ, anyway? So I agree with some people don't realise that some people don't realise that everyone say they love Henry. Yes, he was epic for 2 or 3 years. I think it's more than that. I mean, look at the pomp Henry. He's the best Henry in an Arsenal shirt was from. I'm trying to think now. Right, bear with me a second. Going back. 01 from the 01-02 season all the way through to 01-02 season all the way through to I'm trying to think now. Okay. 03-04. Literally 05-06. The last few years at Highbury. We're saying that. I mean, the 05-06 season we got. I mean, he was consistent. He got us out of a hole quite a few times. It's just there's obviously then spells where he just fell off a bit, but no, yeah. So later, from 2001 all the way through to 2006. it was like that was the best of Henri we got. So a good few years. And then obviously from the 06-07 season, that was basically his last season when we moved to the Emirates. It was just injury prone. He went from being barely injured, once in a blue moon you get injured, it'd be a small thing, to being pretty much injured for that entire season. And then there was articles of him like he might be going this, that, and the other, and he was like, okay, I don't know if I stay. I need to know if Wenger staying. If Wenger stays, I'm staying. Wenger committed and stayed, and he fucks off still. So, I mean, what was it? And when he left, it was dubbed the Fantastic Four at Barcelona. Obviously, him, Ronaldinho, Messi, and Samuel Eto'o. And even then, he wasn't top. He never achieved top goal scorer again. It's obviously one of for the first 2 years his time at Barca. Obviously, he wasn't the main man, but obviously he was still producing something, a high quality performances and this, that, and the other, but not to the level it was sort of Arsenal, but still. And obviously, amongst all that, the emergence of Messi and all that, his career, obviously he's age not being on his side either. He's sort of he's petered out and got pushed out by Barca. Went to New York. Moved from there, and then it was curtains. Once you go to New York back then, the MLS back then. That was it. The curtains for your career, really. And then, all Kante's coming on. Who's he coming off for? Who's going off for him now? Doing the washed up and listening to you, mate. Oh, fair enough. He's not doing what I'm doing, sitting here watching this bullshit. Saying about Boise, yeah. Well, I said it quite a few times. Again, we spoke about that as well. That says it all about the first half. We even talked about great info about Evils and Horses and Boise and all that. They haven't said who's gone off for him. Oh, they took Kovacs is on still. Who's everyone alongside? What's his name? I'll fucking figure it out in a sec. On was the best player on the planet. Yeah, as I said, from literally summer 2001 all the way through 2006. It was only after that Champions League final we sort of petered out. It started petering a bit for us and became injury prone for that last season. And even then, as I said, even though he wasn't the main man, but he was still producing. Even then, at Barca, he was constantly getting injured. So he was after 3-4 years. He lasted about 3-4 years, didn't he, at Barca? And then they got rid of him to New York. Obviously, he came back for a very brief loan spell to help us out, apparently. Not to do with getting his fitness ready for the New York Red Bulls' new season ahead and all that. Nah. But yeah, he came back, wore the number 12 for literally a handful of games, and then bloody hell, what a save! That would have been a freaky goal if that had gone in from Alonso. His last season, though, he scores like 17. No, he was injured. As I'm saying, his last season, the 06-07 season, our first season at the Emirates, he scored 17 goals. He was injured. He was constantly fucking injured. And because of that, we saw the emergence of the partnership between Van Persie and Adebayor. But the guy was constantly fucking injured. That's the reason why his goal tally was so low compared to previous seasons. Because I thought if he'd had another normal injury-free season, basically, he would have hit the goal targets that had been hitting pretty much on the previous 4, 5, 6 years. in my opinion. But yeah, he was just constant. That last season, he was just constantly fucking injured at Arsenal. He made a comeback, scored two. Was it? No, he scored the winner against United. Scored against like Blackburn and things like that. I think his last goal obviously before he came back, obviously initially, his last goal for us away in general was away to Middlesbrough. Was it Blackburn? I think now. I think it was Middlesbrough. I think was his last ever Arsenal goal, and that was like the February, March of that. That was late February of that year, of 07. And we still had March, April, May left. But yeah, literally, the second we got knocked out of the Champions League first knockout round in that season, we saw a handful of games and he had one massive injury took him out for the rest of the season. And then next thing you know, boy, I've gone to Barca. Yeah, okay. Cool. Thank you for that. Oh, Chelsea scored 1-0. We finally got a goal. Thiago with a goal there. From a set piece. Finally, we got a goal. Yes. Finally, it's happening to me. And the Scum are losing. One of the Scum anyway. Can't have both losing, obviously. The lesser of two evils is winning. That's poor defending. Dele Alli in that Dyer. What the fuck? Ball watching. Literally. Dele Alli's like not in marketing properly. So he's allowed him to make that money in the first place. Fucking hell. Anymore. That was early on us. That was like it was 06-07. After our first season, like, oh, David Dean's gone. Bye. I'm out of here. I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm an Arsenal player. Get me out of here. Get me to sunny Barcelona and Catalonia. Loved Adebayor. He got so much stick, undeserved. He would have been next top Arsenal goal. He got stick. I mean, as an Arsenal player, he never got, from what I can make it, he never got any stick. The only time he got stick is when he fucked us off for money to Man City. And then literally the first game he played against us went out of his way in that game to basically foul and all our key players he looked to foul and do whatever he could do to piss them off and cause that bit of aggro. To the point he lost at 50-50 with Van Persie, and because Van Persie obviously done a slide tackle on it, obviously Adebayor still standing up. Adebayor was gone. With his studs, by the way, crack on his fucking skull, massive gash there, stud mark on Van Persie's head, wasn't sent off. It's like, okay, move on. And obviously kicking lumps out of Van Persie and other players as well for even before and afterwards. And then Rob Sutton the wound. We're 3-2 down at that time when obviously he scored his goal. We were chasing the game, trying to get back into it, trying to get back to 3-3. Got done on the count, bang, and he scored. And because he wasn't man enough to take the fucking stick that he was getting from the Arsenal fans, he decided to go, "Oh, I scored. I'm going to run the length of the pitch and look at a spaz while doing it, and slide on my knees and piss them off even more, and almost ensure a fucking wall on the pitch basically for his blood." I mean, it said it all. The class of fucking Kodo Troy came over and said, "No, get up, fuck off, you idiot." Remember who fucking made you. If it wasn't them, you wouldn't be here. Stop it. What's the aftermath of all that? After all the evidence was built up as well, obviously him showing that he deliberately fucking stamped on Van Persie's head. There wasn't an accident. I think it was deliberate. And all the ensuing chaos he did with the fucking goal celebration, this, that, and the other, and all the other fouls he should have been sent off for in that game. He literally got a slap in the wrist fine and a 5-match ban or something like that, something pathetic like that. Chelsea are dominating. Oh my God, almost 2-0. Alonso, oh my God. Save or block on the line there. So yeah, any time Adebayo got any stick from the Arsenal fans was when he left, and he did. And then what added fuel to the fire, getting more stick from our fans after he left. I mean, was that game, and then going from that, and then flopping at Man City afterwards, deciding to go to Tottenham. Flopped there, had a brief 6-month spell, but flopped. So yeah, that's the reason why he gets stick. He's a class player for Arsenal. He's a class player. I was gutted when he left, but when he started behaving like that, nah, fuck you. And then years 8 years later, I was forced. It doesn't say at the time, but it's 8 years later when he's asked about these sort of things. I was forced that the fans didn't understand. If your claim, what your claiming was to be true, why not just say it there and then? Come out and say you've got nothing to lose there. You're not part of our club anymore and all that. Just be honest. I'll go boom. Put the pressure back on the club. Through it, basically. No, I'll wait 8 years and get asked in an interview and make some bullshit up. Anyway, Russ is saying can't blame on any of Henry, Adebayo or Van Persie for leaving. They all saw how it was going and where we are now. Van Persie, again, as you said, he's out of all there. He was more public straight from the off in the same way as leaving Arsenal and honest about it. In the sense of it was literally just down to Ivan Gazidis and Ivan Gazidis talking bullshit about fucking what sort of money we were making. Not looking to spend anything like that. Just look what we've made. We're in a really healthy position. When Van Persie's at a point of his career, that doesn't bother him. He wants you to spend that money basically to invest in the team, strengthen it, and start competing for fucking league titles. Get us over that fucking line because that's the annoying thing as well. Under that era of losing on me, Adebayo and Van Persie, that era, we were so close. We had a team that was always flirting with in the terms of a title race and so close to getting over the line quite a few times. Just didn't have quite enough, and we also sat every time instead of going out and strengthening in the area we needed to strengthen. The club sits in their hands and strengthens areas you don't need strengthening. It was absolute bullshit. Mark in the chat, big up Mark, says the thing that wound me up about Adebayo was that he said money is nothing. And he just loved playing football, but Man City offered him $250K a week. Yeah. And then that's what I'm saying, and then literally 8 years later he comes, it's nothing to do with the money, it was that he was forced out. That Wenger apparently told him, even though Adebayo for them 2 seasons, like that season, the season before, being our top goal scorer, 30 plus goals, Wenger was going to drop him to be number 3 striker. Like that was going to happen. Like, come on. Does he actually think we're fucking idiots? If it wasn't for the money, if it wasn't for the money, you were forced out. Of all the clubs to go to, you went to the club you went to the one club for you that sort of wage, straight from the off. Yeah, piss off. Oh, 2-0. Oh my God, Kante just scored. I mean, if it was on target, I don't know, because he takes a shot, he takes a deflection. I don't know if it took a deflection to put it on target, but basically wrong-footed, took a deflection of Eric Dyer of all people. If you know, you know. I'm taking back Reza now. In that, takes a deflection of Eric Dyer, but wrong foot's Luis. It hits off what's going wide? So it's an own goal. It's an Oggy. Let's have there's an angle. Is it going wide? That was going wide, and it takes a deflection of Eric Dyer's knee. Wrong foot's Luis. Novice's route to the spot. It clips the post and goes, and then just rolls across the line. 2-0 Chelsea. There we go. Come on, Chelsea. You know what, Chelsea? For one night only, fill your boots. Score 3, 4, 5, please. really battered the fucking confidence out of them. Go. But this is why Arsenal failed for years. Our owners were more interested in back pocket than the state of the club. Because they hired people. You know, the owners, I mean, Stan Kroenke, once Stan Kroenke became the majority shareholder and all that, and eventually, then a few years ago, the majority owner was going down this route anyway. I think he just sped up the process by the sounds of it. He just jumped into bed with Kroenke and went, okay, no problem. And that's where I sort of get pissed off with the old regime hiring Gazidis in the first place and allowing Stan to buy their shares to become majority shareholder and all that bullshit. But hey, it is what it is. Nothing we can do now unless someone comes in and basically forces Stan's hand to sell up. There's nothing we can do. Our fan base can't do fuck all because they're just sitting their asses to turn up for turn up in their numbers of one protest, and then plan 2 more protests for the remaining home games and all that, and then literally like the last 24 hours, it's not the right time. It's a semi-final of a fucking fight. It's a semi-final of a European Cup. We can't do that. No. Got to get beyond the team. Yay! And then that fucking backfired. Reorganised it again for the fucking final game of the season against Brighton a couple of weeks later. 10,000 fans going in. Think no problem. It's raining. We don't want to. 10,000. It's raining. We don't want to stand out. We want to get inside and be covered from the rain, sort of thing. Yay! And all the others that didn't turn up for the actual game that couldn't bother to turn up for the protest. It's the water in the sky's going to melt me. I can't do it, guys. Sorry. Cough. Fucking idiots. I said back in April, literally it was now or never to get Kroenke out of the club. It looked like it looked like as a fan base we were going in the right direction for that first protest, and then it all went down back into shit because for whatever reason this fan base ain't strong enough to have the willpower to do what they need to do. But it is what it is. I can't miss that. Keep going in roundabouts, fucking be all day. Ball in. Ndombele, hi, what, and not at all handsome. Let's do a bit of a substitution of that. When's Harry Kane going to go off? If he's still on. Because I haven't noticed him in this game yet again. Gone missing. The South Zone is going off. And Ndombele, Oliver Skip's coming on. And Brian Hill for that lot. The old ownership had no money. That's the thing. They would never have coped in this out. I'm not saying they sort of stayed put on all that. As you said, they didn't have exactly the riches to compete with Chelsea at the time. Is that because Chelsea are doing what they're doing and sort of flying ahead of us and all that? Outweighing us and being competitive and that side of things. But at least do your due diligence and look into, if someone's interested in buying your shares, look into what their actual interest is and are they going to do right by the club? Are they going to actually invest their own money into the club? Because the whole point, sure, that's the whole point of selling your shares to someone of that ilk. They're going to invest their own money and things that do right and still do right by the club and all that. And then once they found out they did do the due diligence and found out obviously what we're now seeing, tell him to fuck off and wait for someone else to cut and maybe sell to someone like a Usmanov that has money, that was willing to pay off all our debts and have enough money to spare change to allow us to be competitive and go dip into the transfer market and really go gun ho. But hey, what do I know? And let's not forget, I mean, it was the I mean, Chelsea, no one saw that until it happened in terms of Roman buying the club and all that. Even before that, sorry, the words out. It's the club themselves that forced this move to a new stadium through. They're the ones that we weren't asking for it. We weren't fucking quaking on our boots. We need a bigger stadium and everything like that. We were happy at High Green doing what we were doing at the time, and obviously this before Chelsea and all that. The Roman coming on at Chelsea a couple of years before, and so they're the ones forcing it. We go Harry Kane, nice and easy for Kappa. Kane's had his first shot in 5 games. Everyone, yay! So yeah, like, what's that? 2001. At the age of, I think, like 5.5 years before we'd actually moved there. That had been talked about going back to the Jules Game era, but they started really forcing it through in the early 2000s, like 5 years before we'd even moved. They're the ones ramming it home. We have to do it. We need this move. We need to move. Right, we need to go right, and all that. We weren't, as a fan base, weren't clamoring for it. We weren't begging for a new stadium and nothing like that. And yeah, so financially wise, they put themselves in the situation they did by doing what they did. Where they suspended food like they did, it's asking for trouble. But hey, again, it doesn't mean they can't do. They don't do their due diligence and fucking do their checks on the likes of Stan Kroenke. He comes in to buy their shares. It ain't that hard to fucking do. Ironic thing is, our club now spends money. It's just they always employ the wrong people to spend it. Well, we spend it, but we don't. Not just the wrong people spending it, but it's also spending it in the wrong areas. If we're being brutally honest, I don't think Kroenke is woeful. He just, I just wish he cared. Well, the thing is, because he owns like the LA Rams, he actually owns a National Football League team in America. We're not his priority. If he didn't own the LA Rams, or what was it, St. Louis Rams, when he first took over, and it was obviously all these other teams plus us, he may be more he may have shown more interest in us. So I don't know, but you're never going to know that now. At the end of the day, he's had long enough to prove us wrong, and he hasn't. He's proved us right every obstacle. He proved me right. Fucking last what happened last April this year, sorry, rammed home to me everything I've been saying for the last how many years about the guy. And that one protest, that initial protest, in the aftermath of it all, it looked like everyone else had sort of seen the light and started jumping on board. And then out of nowhere, no guys, sorry, we can't be bothered because it's raining. We can't be bothered because it's a new game of the first game of the season. We can't be bothered because we just can't be bothered. We sent a message that basically we are all idiots, and yeah. Shelley's saying you lot milked. We need to pay off, and that's the thing. That was what was rammed home to us as a fan base. I mean, from the club, that was rammed down our throats, as you know, and via the media as well. They rammed down our throats that we had to pay off stadium debts and that bullshit. I mean, let's be honest. With the setup that we had, with the banks and all that, they were always going to get their money no matter what. no matter how much money we make, this news at the Emirates and match day and all that, it's never going to pay off our fucking debt any quicker. But when Usman goes on national TV numerous times back in the day, he was a shareholder of the club. At one point, he was a majority. At one point, for a brief period, he actually offered to pay with his own money, with nothing in place to pay back to him. It's literally just him to help wipe the slate clean of the debt. He was willing to use his own money, put his money into the club, basically in a fund system, basically where that money would go into that fund system sort of thing, and go straight into the banks and every year it just constantly rolled out what's needed to pay off things. So what money all the other money that would have been coming to the club, we could have used that to reinvest at the same time. But no, that'd be silly. He wasn't even asking for the money back either. That was kindness of his own heart to say. But hey. Question: if you spent the money you're spending now with Wenger, where would you be? If we were spending the money we spent this, obviously, for example, this summer under Wenger, I would say, Kerr saying we'd be in the same place. I don't think it would be. I think we'd actually, because Wenger was smart. I mean, you've got to remember with Wenger as well, he was heavily involved in all the transfers as well, just the ins and outs, and because obviously David Dean had that became sort of part of his role that basically he had to take on. Shouldn't have had to do it, but he did it with his own heart, and the club sort of buried him underneath it. But if they spent the money, if they spent the money that he spent, if they spent the money under Wenger that we spent now under Arteta, it would have been spent in the right areas with the right players, and certain players like Pepper may still come in, but for far cheaper and things like that. We played better. Look at the players we've got. The football we were playing then, with the players we had then. I mean, and people go, it's kind of saying we'll be in the same place. And you look at this squad, I mean, it's a far stronger squad of players, on paper anyway, compared to the years of us. We had Scalacci and fucking Johan Drew and Almunia in goal as part of his squad, getting them into Champions League. If basically answer your question, I think honestly thinking about it, I don't think we'll be top four again. Basically, if they'd invested full stop that sort of money in the first place under Wenger, we wouldn't have fallen out the top four. Part of the reason why we fell out is because the players that we did have that have been there X amount of years have got was seeing what was going on behind the scenes in terms of the lack of spending and recruitment and all that, and got fed up and thought, well, they can't be bothered up there, why should we? And sort of threw Wenger under the bus, so to speak. And the more humiliating defeats came left, right, and centre near the end. But it is what it is. Whereas if they'd invested properly in the first place, that sort of money that they were doing now, we don't fall at the top four from the first start. He'd still be here. And we'd there. You could argue, especially that sort of money, we should be competing for the titles and winning at least one or two every now and then. That's all a bit if buts and maybes, isn't it? It's nothing. It's guesswork. It's all hypotheticals in the day. We're playing better football. At the very least, we're playing better football than what we are under Arteta. That's the annoying thing. On paper, Arteta has got a stronger squad set as a whole in terms of personnel. Like you've got the Thomas Partey, you've got your Aubameyangs, Lacazette's, Lukonga's coming, got Ramsdale's just coming, I think, and all that, Tomiyasu and all that. On paper, Arteta's got a stronger squad now than what Wenger had at times. And look at the results we're seeing under Arteta. And this is why I've been arguing with people that come in the chat or whatever on social media when they say, "Oh, an experienced manager wouldn't get any better out of this squad." Well, history under Wenger dictates differently because he had 2 or 3 meh squads in the more so in the Emirates era, obviously. Once we moved to the Emirates, as I said, the squad is Scanacci, Giroud, Senderos, Almunia, fucking I can't remember his name now. Ahmed Traore, the left back, Frimpong, Shamak. Do I need to go on Bentner? And he was consistently getting us into the top 4 in the Champions League's quarterfinals and all that, and the one final. You know what I'm saying? Getting us to the League Cup final a couple of times. Got us back into winning things. Obviously, it's the FA Cup, but still winning a major piece of silverware. End of the day, after a 9-year drought. Oh, the knee 3. Is that? Oh, what a second! That's almost a second for Thiago there. But again, it's all if buts and maybes. It's all guesswork. You don't know, do you? Because, well, as I said, worst case scenario, nothing changes. We just play better football and we're a top 4 team still. That's it. And the fans are still calling for Wenger's head because they're just top. As I said, the top 4. We're not winning. We're not consistently competing on a regular basis. It's like once in the blue moon, we'll pop up, go high, and then go disappear again for another season. But yeah, it's an interesting conversation, and obviously, good. As I said, it's guesswork. You can never, we'll never know, obviously. That's down to the ownership, though. They threw again. When you look at it, they've spent that sort of money in one window under Arteta, and an experience, a rookie basically of a manager, and had one of the greatest managers the Premier League's ever seen. And they not once did they sort of back him with that sort of money, not once. But hey, what do I know? I don't think we would be that much better off if Wenger was still here. But the football would be more entertaining. That's why they work. That's what I'm saying. I don't know where we would be. We could possibly more likely be a top 4 team still. Whatever if they've invested consistently. That's another thing. If you're saying consistently invested that sort of level of money under Wenger, would have been a top 4 team still, and maybe competing for the title by now. Maybe won 1 or 2 along the way. But they didn't, and look what happened. But yeah, worst case, if that weren't the case, obviously he was still in, they'd invest that sort of money, but we weren't competing, but still getting top 4. At least the football would be somewhat entertaining to watch on a weekly basis. Especially under this team we've got this season. Fuck me. And trust me, if Xhaka was on the verge of leaving, he would have got, it's going to be free, Lukaku to Werner, and Werner bottled it. Come on. Another thing that doesn't happen with Wenger still here. Ramsey doesn't get left out to the fucking Wolfpack basically, and forced to leave in the free. Because Wenger would have made it. If Wenger's obviously not left that summer and all that, he would have made it his priority to get Ramsey pinned down to a new deal before the season even started, no matter what. And forget again, for all the criticism Ramsey gets, since he's gone, he was the last midfielder we had that guaranteed us goals from midfield when he was obviously able to play and all that. We ain't got that anymore. He was the last player to do it for us in the men's team, and that's sort of fucked us. That has fucked us in the last few years as well. Not having a selection of midfielders that can score from midfield and have accumulate a goal total of 15, 20 goals each between them all. That's fucked us. That's another reason why we're suffering. But hey, let's just stick with the rookie, yeah? That doesn't have a clue, doesn't have a clue, and can't get that out of these players that he's currently got. I think Emmy would be getting more out of the squad, and that sort of backs up our point that a more experienced manager, would be getting, as you say, a lot more out of the squad. We would not be finishing 8th last year, let alone the year before, under an experienced an elite or we would fucking call it an experienced manager. Hence why now if Arteta was to go, I'm now high down because we won 2 games now back to back. But if he was to go, we need to stop dilly-dallying and just go and get the best of the best that's available. They can come in with the current squad we've got now and get us out of this. Oh, there we go. Oh, gonna be free? No, yes, no. Lukaku got in the way. Of course he did. I was saying there. Going out getting the best of the best managers around. Go and get the best one available. That's going to come with this current squad that we've got, and elevate them to another level and get these top performances that we need on a week-to-week basis. And this season would have been again, being outside of Europe with an elite or world-class experienced manager, whatever. This season would have been perfect for them to come in and do that because they've got no European football. They literally spend most of their time on the training pitch with the players. They haven't got to go flying abroad this and the other every other fortnight. But hey, what do I know? Trust the process. Yeah, because that's fucking working, isn't it? We won 2 games, guys. Yeah, we won 2 games 1-0. Still looking edgy as fuck. But it is what it is. Nothing we can do about it. Again. Spurs are hanging on by their fingernails now, yeah. And Emerson Royale yet again been fucking torn a new one this game. We've got 9 minutes plus injury time to go. Luis just get some treatment on his shin, by the looks of it. Dustin and Sanchez is about to come on, so this will be interesting. If Chelsea can get another 2 before full time, that'd be fantastic. Does us a favour, trust me. Sugar bit time. Rider fruit pastels. Romero. Oh, okay. $15 attempts from Chelsea. How many on target though? 7 out of 15. Bloody hell. It's only 2-0. That's the thing. It's only 2-0 by the skin of Tottenham's teeth more than anything, because it should have been. It should be at least 4 or 5. But there's got the last minute blocks in the way of the ball going in the net and things like that. Hoiberg's limping. I'm going to see who Tottenham got that week, actually, does that have interest in their cup? But no, I think it's a lower league like we've got, I think. But then what was it the year before? As the year before proved, anything's possible. Just because it's a lower league doesn't mean Tottenham then got a chance of doing a Spursy on you. We're playing Wednesday. That'd be interesting if we win a negative knocks out. Right? Let's have a look. Brighton, Swansea, Arsenal, Wimbledon, Chelsea v Villa. That'd be a good game. Man United at home to West Ham. You watch West Ham win that now. Ooh, Wolves versus Spurs. Okay. So there is a genuine chance of them being knocked out on Wednesday. Okay. Look forward to that. That'd be good. That'd make it even more fun on Wednesday. How does first half was drab as fuck. Chelsea, then second half got the game by the scruff of the neck, put Kante on, and it's a whole different game on another level. And it should be, as I said, 4-5-0 based on this second half. Oh, there we go. Kovic. There's 20 of them now. Really go with the ball in. Luis almost hit it from Yansky. Almost 3, yeah. Alex, big up Alex is. Sorry, Unai Emery is a good manager. Look what he did in the Europa League last season. This again. That's where the argument comes back to: was he really backed by the Arsenal hierarchy at the time in both windows that he had? And you if you look at it, not really, because Lukaku's a bottle this, isn't he? Yeah. Too greedy. If you look at it, the players we brought in, none of them that he actually wanted. He wanted Zaha, we got Pepe. His first window, he wanted in Zonzi, we got Lucatelea. Didn't want Socrates, he wanted someone else, we got Socrates. Goalkeeper wise, he wanted lad from Seville, when it ended up at Fulham, I can't remember his name now. Went on loan at Fulham, wanted him, didn't get him, we got Leno. As I said, literally the following year, what's Zaha? Adamant, that's all he wanted. That's his main target he wanted. We go and get Pepe for that 8 million less. Because it turns out because it profited fucking Don Raul. Yeah, and it must piss him off seeing his successor, with no experience whatsoever, be backed so heavily in every transfer window we've had, summer and winter wise, and be allowed to have the players that he wanted. And you could argue, if look at it from the grand scheme of things, if Emery had been backed in the first place and they got the players that he wanted, we wouldn't be in the situation. We would not be in the situation. And argue with this squad, even with this squad, Emery would get something out of it. But Emery's downfall at Arsenal was Emery's downfall was fucking his lack of being able to speak fluent English, and he basically his refusal to get a translator in at the start to help get his message across to the players, and do what Poch did at Southampton at the start of his reign at Tottenham, whilst he was learning the language. But hey, it is what it is. Nothing we can do now. No, again, it proves that. What proves my point on that is that he goes back to Spain, Villarreal, first season, finishing in the European spot, get to a European final, win the European final, and now in Champions League. So that's where it comes down. That's what it comes down to in the day. Well, so this game's fucking petering off now. By the way, 8.5 minutes. I'd say about 4 minutes injury time. But yeah, this is it's taken some dramatic downfall from Chelsea in the last few minutes now to throw this away. It's obviously ain't going to happen. Kane yet again some fuck all in this game. Son's gone missing as well. At times, not as much as Kane. Kane he's there, but he's not. As in, he's on the pitch, but he's not actually contributing at all to the team. It's like he's going through the motions, basically. It's like I've been forced to slate it, but yeah, I'm just going through the motions now because can't be asked. But he scored against Farmers, Ryan, in the qualifier for this Conference League bullshit. You just gave away what you just said. Fucking a team that no one's ever heard of. Farmers, a team that no one's ever heard of. Yeah, 4 minutes injury time. Just starting now. It's going to be. Oh, surely that's got to be 3. How they bottled this? It used to be at least 6-7-1, and the amount of chances Chelsea have bottled in the second half. It should Tottenham are lucky it's not 6 or 7. Seriously. Fuck me. You had one job, Chelsea, batter the confidence to beyond all return, give us some sort of hope for next week. Yeah, you've got the 2 goals and sort of sat up shop. Anyway. When at the ball, he's going to knock it in. No, he's going to pull it back. 3-0. Winner with the assist, Rudiger, back where it all kicked off a couple of years back, when he got allegedly basically abused by the Tottenham fans. He got to say allegedly because it was proven different. You know, it was clear state he was. 3-0, there you go. So technically it should be 8-0, technically. I mean, we're shit. We only lost 2-0 at home to Chelsea. So what does that tell you? Alex Kirkman saying embarrassing for Spurs. I don't care. It's Spurs, isn't it? Gives us some hope for next week at least, if we decide to turn up for once. That's my point. Spurs are meant to be this all conquering, not swashbuckling. They're going to be in the European spot basically just coming into the season. Yeah, at home, lose 3-0 to Chelsea. We're beyond shit. Nowhere near Europe. We're going to be lucky to get mid-table. We lose 2-0 at home to Chelsea. Then again, we don't have a fucking. We didn't force someone to stay this summer, and basically, wasn't it? Have them now coasting the fucking through the games. Cold Assassin saying only time Tottenham will drop a 9-point gap from their North London rivals. Yep. If Arsenal win against them next week, yeah, it's literally, if we win next week now, in the North London derby this time next week, we win, we're level on points with them. Amazing what Palace and Vieira's done for us, if that happens. It goes to show as well, the first 3 games of the season for Tottenham were fluky as fuck. It was fluky as anything how they got out of that. Them first 3 games with 3 wins, no goals conceded. Almost a fourth to Lukaku getting tagged. Got another corner there. A deserved Chelsea win. The first half, as you know, was an absolute dire. Fucking the seats emptying now. Jesus Christ. But second half wise, it's been all Chelsea. They made us. Tuchel made a sub at half time, bringing on Kante, and it changed the game for them in a positive way. It's got them the 3 points. He did, even though it'll go down as an own goal technically, full time now. Yeah, 3-0 final score. They should sell Kane, give him a chance to silverware. Well, this summer was the perfect. This summer was do or die basically. If he wasn't, it's basically he has to go this summer because his age is not. He's 28, gone on 29 now. So age isn't on his side. But yet again, Daniel Levy being Daniel Levy, thinking of his fucking the money bags in his eyes, priced Harry Kane out of the move. And now we're seeing, apart from that game against the Farmers, the Portuguese team in the Farmers Conference League, whatever they fucking called it, he ain't done nothing. In any other game, he don't even know he's there. He's literally just coasting around on the pitch, just strolling in the pitch, doing whatever. Again, it's sort of not fair on Nuno either that situation put on him because he's now not been allowed to take this Tottenham team to where he wants to take him because there's a player there that doesn't want to be there, and he's having to start him now, even though he's not scoring. He ain't scoring or doing anything to contribute to the team. You know, I say this now. You watch this. Someone's going to clip this up now. We'll come back next week and clip this up with if Tottenham come to us next week and beat us. Someone's going to come back to this moment, clip it, and put it all over social media, and the memes are live. 3-0 after Spurs again, North London derby next week. Chelsea can win the league. I've been saying since the second they signed Lukaku, I said that in my opinion, they were the favourites to win the league. They were the favourites to win the league, and unless Man City went out and got a striker, Man City haven't got a striker. So, in my opinion, Chelsea will win the league easily. 2 clean sheets in the row for Arsenal. Yeah, that's true as well. We are seeing games out. And Ben, as I said, Ben White got away one yesterday with a fucking misplaced pass that barely got 2 yards, basically. But thankfully, Ramsey got a touch to the ball and didn't foul the attacker either. Mark was claimed. Look how fast that the referee was yesterday. Look how fast he was to give that penalty though as well. Didn't even wait. He's like, boom. Oh, what, I got it wrong. Okay, no penalty. And yeah, it's full time. But with that, I'm gonna look how fucking fast that empty, by the way. But it does mean Chelsea are now top of the league in alphabetical order. Not even in goal difference. They've got the same goal difference as Liverpool. So Chelsea are top of the league, Liverpool second, Man United third, Brighton are fourth, Man City are fifth, Everton, that lot are seventh, 8th is West Ham, 9th is Brentford after 5 games with 8 points, Villa are then a point behind in 10th. And then you've got Watford, Leicester, and Arsenal all on 11th, 12th, 13th respectively, all on 6 points, but the goal difference is what separates us all. And then we've got Palace, Southampton, Wolves, Leeds, and then Newcastle, Burnley, and Norwich. But yeah, I'm going to what was it? Talking about Brownie, we mentioned him earlier, he's now following me on Instagram. Yay. Yeah, North London Derby next week, bring it on. That's the only game Sky's showing. Got Brentford, Liverpool, Southampton, Wolves, North London Derby. And then next following night, we've got Palace versus Brighton. Okay, now. Chelsea have a world-class manager. There's that as well. But, and again, elite mentality from the hierarchy at Chelsea. Lampard was a genuine Chelsea legend, a club legend at the club. Results were going in the way they didn't want them to go. They didn't just sit back and go, "It'll turn around eventually, guys. Suck it up, suck it up." No, like always, they acted, got rid. With the same set of players, they went on to win the Champions League with an experienced world-class manager. And now in the title race, and effectively, apart from Lukaku being brought in the summer, it's the same set of players that Lampard had a year ago. But hey, it is what it is. But yeah, I'm going to take a swerve and go and get myself freshened, have a shower and freshen up and all that jazz, and get ready for later on. I will be back later for the Match of the Day 2 stream watch along what we're going to be doing. Obviously we'll go through the highlights of this game again, along with West Ham versus Man United and Brighton versus Leicester. So yeah, that's going to be 10:20 go live at 10:20. The program itself starts at 10:30. So give us 10 minutes to settle in and get settled and all that. Go do that. Tomorrow doing a podcast review and reaction to yesterday's game against Burnley. Almost said Brighton for some reason. Tuesday I'm having a night off. Then Wednesday I'm going to the game myself. I'm going to try and do a vlog for that. But at the same time, you will still have a watch log here on the channel. But Gary, I'm going to find obviously reach out to Gary and some of the others to check the range of the night. And then Thursday I've got nothing planned as it stands on the channel. So it stands. Friday. Do the North London Derby preview. Trying to get a Tottenham fan as well on to get their perspective and see where their heads are at, especially now in the last 2 games in the league and all that. Going into that North London Derby, and then obviously North London Derby on Sunday. Again, I'm going to that, as I said earlier, I'm going to try and do a vlog of sorts for that as well. Again, you'll still have a watch on for that to come and watch as well. And then, yeah, we go from there basically. And obviously by then, and then the following week, FIFA 22 comes out. They're organised a schedule where there's some FIFA 22 career mode, and another FIFA 22 content for you guys as well. And just keep things going, basically. If you haven't already, guys, as well, and you've enjoyed this stream and all that jazz, do subscribe, do smash that like button and all that jazz, and do share the link to the stream around and all that. Or any other particular stream that we do, or later on, whatever. And as I said, we'll be back later. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I'll see you later on. As always, I'm going to take this down. Take the scoreboard down as well. Up the Arsenal. Come on, you Gunners. Bring on Tottenham. Bring on the scumbags. The knuckle dragging idiots.